Hello and welcome. Now let's take our first look on Android Studio IDE interface and let's understand the thing that we need to use in the Android development world. Okay, so as you can see guys, as I said, the interface contains a lot of buttons, windows and tabs, and actually we do not need to work with all of them. Okay, so for example, here on the top we have this menu that's come with any program. Okay, we have the menu on the top and we can do a lot of stuff from the menu. For example, here we have, if you click on file, okay, this window will show up. We can create a new project, we can open an existing one, we can open the recent, we can close the project, we can go to the settings, we can save the project, we can exit the Android Studio and general. So as you can see, this may be things that you do not need even, and you are not gonna work with them at all, okay, in this course. If you go the edit, you can, as you can see here, all this stuff, for example, for copy, for go to a lot of stuff that actually I have never used. Okay, well, if you go inside the view, you will show a lot of buttons that you maybe even does not understand it. What does all this stuff mean? Okay, navigate, code, analyze, refact, build, run tools, VCS or version control, window help, so on and so forth. Now guys, I highly recommend for you to ignore this menu for now and do not enter with this complicated stuff. Okay, and here below it guys, as you can see here, we have this path where it says will tell you where you are now. Okay, where the position or the location for you in Android Studio. Now as you can see here, we have the test Android, which is the father, okay, the parent folder for all the stuff, okay, which is we have created previously in the previous video. Okay, the test Android is the whole folder for our project, and we here inside the app, which is the child for this test Android, and we go inside it for the source, inside the main, inside the res, inside the layout, inside the activity underscore main.xml. Now I'm going to prove that to you. Here as you can see guys, we have this window, we have this app folder. Okay, it's the same folder here, and if you expand it, you will find these folders. Okay, we have the manifest, we have the Java, we have the generate Java, we have the res. Now as you can see here, if we go to the res, okay, I'm gonna expand it. Actually guys, this path, it's not following the Android. Okay, if you click here, then go to the project tab, okay, you will find here we have the test Android. If you expand it, you need to go then to the app folder, okay, then the source, then this main, then the res, then go to layout. I click here, and as you can see, it shows the same path that we were previously. Okay, I just want to prove that to you. Now I'm gonna go back inside now my Android. Now this is the Android and project. It's just a different ways to show your folders. Okay, now for the beginners, just stay with the Android tab, okay, and show your folders right here. Okay, so first of all, we have this app folder that is the parent for everything that we have in our project. We have the manifest folder, which is contain the file that called Android manifest.xml, which is contain sensitive data about our application. For example, the app icon, the app name, it's contained all the activities, so on and so forth. I'm gonna close it because we are not gonna deal with it in this video. And if you go to the next folder, which is our Java folder, now this should be actually Kotlin. The name should be Kotlin, but as you know guys, it's Android development, Android system, it's still under the development. Android Studio is still under the development. That's why here they keep updating, okay, and they will maybe change it to be Kotlin, because here we are using Kotlin. Okay, now you probably know that Android Studio or the Android system in general was built in Java. Okay, this is really important information that you need to know. And this folder that's contain all the Java code, or in this case we are going to use the Kotlin code, okay, for our application. So if you expand it and ignore these two on the bottoms and expand the first one, you will find this main activity, which is essentially it's the Kotlin file. Okay, Kotlin file that will hold the Kotlin code for our application. Okay, I'm gonna close it, close the Java as well. Let's go and ignore this generated Java, okay, because it's not for us. Okay, and go inside the res, expand it. As you can see, it's contained some folders that you need to understand very well. Now the first one is the drawable folder, which is the folder that holds all the images. Okay, for example, all the images that you will see in your application will live here inside this drawable folder. Okay, and it's actually Android Studio cannot go directly to your, for example, PC or to your desktop, to your downloads, and grab any images. Okay, that's why we need to first of all move the images from our PC to Android Studio, then we can deal with it. And the place where we are gonna put all the images inside this drawable folder. Okay, and this layout folder, it's actually contain all the XML files. Okay, now if we expand it, we should find just one. Yeah, we have it, activity underscore main.xml. And if we go back to the Java, we have this main activity and you have this XML, and this both together will create one single screen, which is an activity for us. Okay, so that's why I said previously show or see the diagram that you need to understand it. So this main activity.kotlin file and this .xml file both together will create one activity for us. Okay, now we have this map folder which contain all the icons and small images. We have this navigation, which is it's been added recently to the Android Studio, the most updated version for Android Studio. You will find this navigation, okay, which is essentially just an XML file, and we are gonna see this file later on. Okay, and we have these values. The last folder we have the values, okay, which is contains some three files. The first one for the color, okay, which essentially hold all the colors that you need, okay, for your project or that you are gonna use. We have the string that contain all the text that you have, for example, the title, your app name, your description, anything that you put inside your application as a text will be stored here inside the string.xml. And you have the style, which is responsible for the theme, how your application will look like. Okay, and that was just an introduction about all these folders. Okay, and we are gonna go in each folder in detail. Okay, but once we need them, because it's not a good idea to explain all these folders in separate videos, because it will take a lot of time and you will get nothing from this stuff. But for example, if we want to create an application for the images, we are gonna work with a drawable. Okay, and for example, once we add a string or add any text to our application, we are gonna work with the values folder, and you will understand each folder in detail. But this video is just one introduction. I want to introduce you to Android Studio. Okay, so now you have at least an idea of what these folders mean. Okay, what this path right here. Okay, and this Gradle script, guys, you may be wondering why I'm not talking about. Actually, this is a really important folder, or you can call it folder or whatever you want, because it holds really sensitive information, or maybe if you work with it, if you change anything inside of these folders, your application or Android Studio will crash and you will get a lot of errors, because it's really sensitive folder. Okay, so close it and do not change it until I tell you. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about this window right here. Okay, now as you can see, guys, we have this window which is called palette. Essentially it's all the views or the components that we are going to use. If you watch the diagram, then you understand what do I mean by views. Essentially the text, the images, the buttons, all these stuff of components lives right here inside this palette. Okay, now the difference between the palette and the component tree: the palette holds all the views that are available for us from the Android system to use, and the component tree contains all the views that we have used inside our application. Okay, do you get the idea? Now guys, here we have this preview of how your application will look like on a real Android device. Okay, and it's really nice. Let's keep it right here. Okay, and you can zoom in, zoom out, and all of this stuff here on the top, these buttons and tabs, it's actually to control this window. For example, if you click here, it will ask you to show the design or the blueprint or both together. Essentially it's these two stuff. This is the design. I'm gonna click on the design, so the blueprint will go. If you make it just the blueprint, as you can see, if you make it together, okay, now in this white one, essentially it's the real screen, but the blue one is just a blueprint, okay, or a diagram, let's say. And here we have flipping, okay, for example the port wall and the landscape. Essentially it will flip your device, okay, and I'm gonna make it back. And here we have the Nexus device. Essentially it's got all different devices, okay. For example, if we make it, let's choose a big one, for example this one. As you can see, the size is changing. I'm gonna make it back small, so as you can see how your application will look like. Okay, we have the API, and I highly recommend for you to do not change it, okay, because it may get you something error, or you maybe get something strange. Okay, so leave it like this and you will be in a great place. And we have these two buttons for zoom in and zoom out, okay, for this preview. And I do not know why it's not working. It should work, okay. And we have in the top, we have some stuff, okay, and some tabs. For example, we have this, and you want to focus on display, okay, because from it we are going to test our application, and ignore all the stuff until we get into them, okay. And yeah guys, that was really simple introduction, and do not take it as a real work, okay. For example, now at least you know when I'm saying, for example, the palette window, you should go here. For example, when I'm talking to the component tree, you should go here. So as you can see guys, now at least you have a small idea about the Android Studio IDE, okay. So in the next video, once we start creating our application, you will get the idea more and more. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are going to continue on in the next video.